Hello all. For this particular exercise, we'll be taking a look at this drawing. And in order to be able to achieve this drawing, we'll be needing construction line, circle, offset, array, copy, fillet, lines. Then we need to understand how to use layers, dimension, and gradients. So let's get started with this drawing. So when we open our AutoCAD, the first thing we need to do is to do our unit setting. So to do units, type UN on the command line, hit enter button, then change from inches to millimeter. So the drawing is in millimeter. So change from inches to millimeter. So now the next thing we're going to do is to draw the center line. Now here you can see the center line. We're going to be using construction line to draw the center line. So now center line. So here is another center line here. So another one vertical and horizontal center line. So you can see the center lines. They are the lines that are broken lines. So those are our center line. Now look at this line too. This is also a center line. You can see that it's in broken lines. So this is also a center line. So let's draw the center lines. We'll be using construction line to draw the center line. So I'm going to draw the first center line using construction line. So I'm going to draw this line here and this line. So that's the first thing I'm going to draw. Okay, so I'll go to AutoCAD, go to my construction line, then hit the vertical one, construction line again, horizontal. Okay, so these two lines, vertical and horizontal, that I've drawn, they are representing this main center line. Okay, now, so from here, I'm going to move to the next center line, which is 40 millimeter from the big one. So 40 to the left, 40 to the right, 40 to the right, 40 to the left. So you can see there are 80 apart, 40 to the right, 40 to the left. So now to achieve that, I'm going to be making use of modifying tool called offset. Offset. So offset distance is 40. If you don't know how to use offset, check out our previous videos on how to use offsets. Okay, select object offset. Now you notice that the lines that have offsets are not visible. To make it visible, make use of your zoom. So reduce the zoom. So now by reducing the zoom, now I can see the lines. I can see the lines. So in case you're not seeing the lines initially, so make use of your zoom to make the line visible. Okay, now that I can see the line, now I'm going to do the horizontal construction line. I'm going to offset for the horizontal construction line. So from this main horizontal construction line to the next one is 70. So go to my AutoCAD, offset distance of 70, enter, select object to offset. Okay, so I'm going to adjust my zoom. So I'll be using, now I noticed that when I'm trying to adjust my zoom, okay, all right. Yeah, so now I've been able to adjust my zoom to make it visible. So now the lines are visible. So these are the center lines that I've drawn using construction lines. So later on, we are going to make it broken lines. Later on, we are going to make it broken lines. All right. Now, then lastly, I'm going to draw this circular center line. The circular center line of diameter 40, radius 20. So I will draw this circular center line of radius 20. Circle. Now I need my drawing or my object snap to be on. So my object snap is on. So with my object snap, I can pick this intersection, then radius 20. So now, okay, so with this, I'm done with the construction line. The construction line or the center line are actually like structures that holds the drawing. So I prefer and it's advisable to always start with your center line. So those are like the structures that holds the drawing. So once you're able to do your construct your center lines first, then it's easier to achieve that drawing. So now then from here, I'm going to step out and draw all other objects. So now the next I'm going to draw is this diameter 16, radius 8. So circle of radius 8, circle radius 8, another circle of diameter 60, radius 30, Okay, so I've done that. So next I will move to this area and draw these two circles. So I have two circles, radius 10 and the bigger one, radius 15. So radius 10 and radius 15 at that point. So circle at this point, at this center, radius 10, another circle, radius 15. Okay, so I can copy these two circles and move and copy it to this point. All right, so bit by bit, my drawing is taking form. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to connect these two circles. You can see there's an arc connecting these two circles, an arc of radius 20, 60 that's connecting these two circles. So instead of me using an arc, I'll prefer to use a fillet to connect these two circles. So I'm going to be using fillets of radius 60 to connect the circles. So fillet is the under modifying tool. I'll choose radius of 60. Okay, then I'm going to select the two objects. So that's good. Okay, then the last drawing here is to have a line connecting this circle at this end at the right and at the left. So I have a line. So I'll be using line now to connect. So I pick on my line. Now before I apply the line, I need to do a setting on my object snap. So I'll come to the object snap. Then I need to activate nearest. Okay, nearest is activated. Then I need another tool. Okay, nearest. Then I need target. Target, let me look for target. Okay, so target. So I activate nearest and target. So now I pick my line is activated. Then now this is the symbol for nearest. So you can see the symbol here is the symbol for nearest. So I pick a point there. Then you can see here targets. So it's giving me the point of tangency. All right, use line again. Okay, nearest over here, then tangent over here. All right, so with that, I'm able to connect the the circles at the left and at the right. Okay, so now the drawing is done, but we are missing out something. Now you can see four small circles round here. The circles are of diameter 10, 4 times diameter 10. So diameter 10, radius 5. So I'm going to draw the first one here. So circles radius 5. Okay. Then in order to position this other three circles, so I can either copy or I use array. So let's just copy, because I can see that they are on the center lines, vertical and horizontal. So I can either easily use copy to position them. So let's use copy, or alternatively we can also use array, but let's use copy in this case. So select, pick the center point, then drop at intersection points. Okay, so now what we have done now, we have our drawing to out. So the next thing is to add layers, dimension, and region. So before I do that, I would like to trim off this XX of the center lines. I would like to trim it off. So to trim it off easily, I can just draw a rectangle to serve as an intersection. Then activate my trim tool. Trim tool. In case you don't know how to use the trim tool, visit previous videos to learn how to use the trim tool. So I'm going to delete this rectangle. I've only used the rectangle to create an intersection for the trim to work. So now I've been able to trim. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let me trim it closer. I think the lines are a bit wider. Let me make it so I'm reducing the length of the lines. Okay. To be safe, I'm going to put on my auto mode so I don't lose the vertical and horizontal lines. Okay. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm dragging those lines in order to reduce their length. Okay, I'm done. All right, I'm done. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply layers. So I'll go to my layer, create two layers. Okay, I'm going to rename this layer. Right click to rename. Rename, let me call it tick for tick lines. So I'm going to line width, under line width, I'll give it a tick 0.3. Then, okay, the type of line is continuous line. Then for my center lines, center line. Okay, I'm going to make it line width. Okay, I'm going to the line type. I'm going to change the line type, load. Then I'll go for some center line settings. Okay, center line. So choose it again, apply. Then I'll change the color to red to make it visible. Okay, so I'm done with my settings. Now I want to apply my settings. So I would, to apply the setting, I'll come here. Now to apply the setting easily, what I like to do is I'll select everything, then apply tick for everything. Now the tick is not showing, come to your drawing aid to show it on your drawing aid. Then now I will now select only the center line this time. I'll select only the center line, which includes this one. Then I'll put it on center lines, which is red. Okay, after doing that, you notice the lines are not really showing as it's not really obvious. In this view, it's not obvious that it's broken line. So I'm going to do a setting to make it visible as broken line. So select one sample of it, right click, properties, then change the line type scale from 1. Let me use 10. Okay. So when I change it from 1 to 10, now I can see now that it's visible. So I'm going to apply the same properties to all other cases of center line. So to do that, I'm going to use a tool called match property. Shortcut MA, match property, MA, enter. Then select the source, which is this. Then the destination, which are other center lines. Okay, so I'm using match property now. Okay, done. So while using match property, now you can see the center lines are visible. They're in red and they are now in broken lines. Okay. So now the final thing I'm going to do to this drawing is to apply dimension. Apply dimension. So we go to annotate dimension setting, create a new dimension. So I'm going to do some few settings for my dimension. Let me make my dimension. Okay, symbol and arrow size, make it 4. Text size, make it 5, so it's very visible. Under primary units, make it a whole number. Okay, text, align, dimension line. Okay, I think I'm good with this setting. Then I'll set it as current, then close. Now I can apply my dimension. Okay, all right, so radius option. Okay, radius 60. Okay, radius 60, diameter 60, radius 30. Okay, so if I want to dimension using diameter, I can just come here and use diameter option. So now this is diameter 40, diameter 40. Okay, all right, so you can decide to use this also as diameter, so it's still the same. All right, so here diameter 10. Now there are 4 cases of this, so I can double click to edit this. Then I'll change, double click to edit it and change it. So I can have, so, um, so 4 times diameter 10. So I'm editing the text there. All right, so diameter 16. This is diameter 16. Okay, we have the same value, diameter 16. Then the distance, um, the linear distance between this and this is 70. The linear distance between this and this is 80. Okay, 40. All right, good. Then this arc is radius 16, radius 16. This arc is radius 60 and radius 10 and radius 15. Okay, radius 10. How many copies of that do we have? Radius 10, 2. So 2 times radius 10. Then radius again. 2 times radius 15. So I'm editing that. Okay, so now with this, I'm able to dimension the drawing. Then lastly, we are going to apply layers. Lastly, we are going to apply layers. I mean gradients. So to apply gradients. So now I'm going to choose my color. I'm going to choose my color. So let me just choose, okay, let me choose and okay. All right. Okay, let me just choose this. Um, Okay, I'm applying this color for this. It all depends on how you want to apply your layers. So gradients again, let me apply. Okay, let me apply the same. Okay, okay, gradients. Okay, then, all right. So now for this side, I'm going to use different color selection. Gradients. Okay, let me use a mix of orange and just see. Okay. All right, so you can decide on your choice of color. You can decide on whatever color you want to use. You can decide on whatever color you want to use and get the results. Okay, all right, let me just leave it at this. Let me leave it at this. So now, so now to make the lines to be more visible, I might want to move the gradients to the back. So I want to order the gradients to the back. So select and draw order, send to the back. Okay. All right. So I'm going to select it over here to then make some more selections, then order it to the back. So to make sure that it's not overshadowing the lines. Okay, so right click, draw order, send to the back. Okay, so now with this, the lines can be more visible. So here you can see we're able to achieve the drawing with dimension. All right, so we'll be stopping this exercise at this point. So if you're interested in more exercise, you can join the next video. Thank you so much.